Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. My name is Shamika and this is Check the Rhymes. I am super excited that you're here. As always, thank you so much for tuning in. Y'all, I'm super excited about today's interview because it comes at a time where y'all know I've been going through a season and another season of grief. And with grief comes overwhelm, anxiety, questioning your faith, questioning why God, why this, why that. And anyway, I'm not going to get into all that because y'all can check out my other videos about grief. But today's guest is Olympic gold medalist and five-time world champion boxer, Andre Ward. And he's here to talk about his very first memoir, Killing the Image, A Champion's Journey of Faith, Fighting, and Forgiveness. Whew, y'all, let me tell you what, this book right here, powerful. So it is in stores November 14th, everywhere that you purchase your books, whether it's online or in an actual store. Go out and get it. But Andre's here to talk about sharing his inspiring story about walking away at the height of his career and never looking back. Like, whoa. Anyway, stay tuned. You don't want to miss today's interview.
Hey, Shamika, how you doing?
Hi, Andre. Welcome to Check the Rhymes. I'm doing well. How are you?
Doing good. Happy to be on.
Well, listen, I started reading your book and I am just blown away by this inspiring story. So for the people that aren't aware, tell us what the book Killing the Image is all about.
Man, it's about a lot of things, right? Just overcoming, generational curses and of addiction, of alcoholism and drug usage, being a young teenage parent, and overcoming those statistics and, just believing in a dream that I had, the sport of boxing. And even though I had rocky moments, even though I had, tough seasons, persevering and becoming what I knew I could become. This is a book about faith, fighting, and forgiveness. And, I said this just a few moments ago. I think that sometimes as people, we think that like fighting is just for, violent people. And it's like, no, fighting and pushing through and persevering is a part of life. And you see a lot of that and you read a lot of that in this book, How to Overcome.
And so for me, I'm glad you brought that up. For me, I'm in a tough season. So he's can't even talk tough season. So this book is right on time. And one of the things that I've been struggling with, that I thought maybe you could help answer is people always say sometimes you have to let go and let God, but how? How do you
Well,
do that?
well, it depends on the situation, and you just have to kind of know when you need to be doing something and when you need to rest. Now, there's a scripture that says that um, your faith without the works is dead. Faith without works
Mhm.
is dead. So I need to know what I need to have my hands on. Okay, I got to do the natural part, but then the things that are out of my hands, the things that are out of my grasp, that's when the faith comes in. I gotta be able to
Mhm.
sit there and trust that in due time and in due season, this thing is gonna break one way or the other, but it's gonna break in my favor the way it's supposed to break. And that can be the hard thing, especially if you're a doer like me. And you might be a doer too, where it's like, I want to do it, I want to fix it, I want to make it happen.
Yes.
You got to know what your part is, and then when you need to relinquish the rest to God.
Okay, that makes sense because I'm always like, well, if I just do this just one little thing, let me do one more thing, and then I'm like, God, you made me a Virgo, so I'm a control freak, but but
It's,
anyway.
it's, it's sometimes it's a timing thing, right? Because you're waiting and it's not happening when we want it to, but our timing isn't God's timing, and I think that's just the key. And for me, I'm not doing this journey myself. So it's me being able to pick up the phone and call my pastor or one of my brothers, like, man, what does this sound like to you? Am I tripping? Those are the markers that I need to help me stay on
Mm.
track and know when it's time for me to do and when it's time for me to sit and just trust.
Oh, I like that. I like that. Now, I was curious though, writing this book, because you've had quite a journey. Did it trigger anything for you? Like, did you feel re-triggered again writing any part of it?
Oh yeah, there were definitely many moments and many days I'm sitting in my office and I'm looking at my wife like, I can't talk about this, or how do I put this out to the world? Um, but as I learned, and I learned, a lot of this obviously by just going through it, but then having mentors like my good brother Shaka Senghor, man, he has a great book out called Righting My Wrongs, and how he found his love for writing in the Detroit prison system. And I would call him and say, Shaka, how do I do this? And he said, Dre, it's not about if you can share it, it's more about how to share it. So just really just digging deep. I didn't understand how deep I would have to dig in order to find the inspiration, to find the words, and to find the courage when I did get triggered, and when I felt like, man, I want to hide, I don't want to talk about this. But man, I'm grateful I was able to push through that, and everything is in this book. We got it done, and it's officially out.
So how did you, when those moments hit where you were when you were pushing through, what ways did you decompress? Even after the book was done, what did you do to kind of decompress and just release all that you just, stirred up again within you?
Step away, close the laptop, and go do something that's completely different than what I was just doing. And just allowing that moment, right, that day that I was writing, just to sit and leave it for a couple of days, and then revisit it, reread. Okay, how does it sound? How does it feel now that I've had a couple of days to decompress? So really just getting away from the writing process for a few days. And again, just having, other ears, like, my wife, Tiffany, or my assistant and publicist, Julie Goldstick. I mean, what does this sound like to y'all? Because I know for me, I can be very hard on myself. And I like to call myself a recovering perfectionist, right? I'm working on it. Be hard on the process and very, minuscule about how something sounds, or I don't know. And just getting those other voices saying, no, you're good. I like the way it sounds. When I heard this about your mom, or I heard this about your dad, I didn't feel that. This is what I felt. That also helped me.
Oh, wow. I think it is powerful to have people to bounce ideas off of. Well, what is the biggest lesson that you hope people take away from this book?
Man, that you can accomplish great things like I have, but it's not easy. It is a journey. It is a process. There's going to be some peaks for sure, but there's going to be some valleys. And I hope to encourage people to keep fighting during those valleys. Don't give up. There are a lot of dreams. There's a lot of talent. There's relationships that are left in the valley because it got too hard and people just gave up. They stopped fighting. And I just want to let you know that if little old me, there's nothing special about me, can find my faith and find community and find the courage to push through, whether it's addiction, whether it's you feeling inadequate, whether you feeling like, man, I don't have what it takes to be in this position, this job that I'm in, or man, the pressure is too much, or man, the critics, whatever your thing is, you can find a place where you can have the courage to push through, and then you'll be telling your story just like I'm telling mine.
Absolutely. Well, thank you, Andre, so much for coming on Check the Rhymes. Killing the Image, A Champion's Journey of Faith, Fighting, and Forgiveness is in stores November 14th. And I hope everybody goes and picks it up. So thank you.
Thank you.